Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for The Walking Dead Dead City and another Walking Dead Universe Q&A video. We're going to go over some questions from you guys for this week, and we're also going to talk about the possibility of Rick making a cameo at some point in the future of the series. Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for the Walking Dead universe and another Q&A video for this week. We're going to go over some of your Q&A comments and questions. Like usual for the Walking Dead Q&A this week, we have a lot of awesome questions from you guys, so very excited to get into it. And, well, we are now, I think, a few days away from the Tribeca Festival release for Daryl Dixon Season 2. I'd like to see Season 2, but probably not, unfortunately, but, you know, hopefully it'll be soon. Hopefully Daryl Dixon will be releasing soon, but until then, let's get into some of your Q&A comments for this week's Walking Dead Q&A. Starting off with Cameron, who says that, Dan, do you think that it's possible at any point in time in Dead City, especially the fact that we have now seen the end of The Ones Who Live, could you see a Rick cameo at some point in Dead City? Wouldn't that be cool to see him after all these years, getting to see him interact with Negan again, stuff like that? I would love that. I would absolutely love that. I know not everybody would, but I would absolutely love that. Because here's the thing with Rick's character right now, as it goes in the franchise. He is at probably the most expanding, like, you know, point in his, you know, character arc, because, you know, now we've seen the wrap up of CRM, now we've seen him, you know, with his family, we've seen all that kind of stuff. Now the question is, with him being back with his family and with reunions that still need to happen, like the Daryl, you know, the Daryl show, which is completely focused on Daryl going out there trying to find Rick to begin with, and with a show like Dead City where you've got, you know, Maggie and Negan that are out there doing their thing. Negan is kind of going back to his old ways from what it looks like, which obviously the peak of Negan's character when he was in that mode was when he was fighting Rick, you know what I'm saying? So, and Andrew Lincoln has talked about, and we even talked about it recently in a video recently, is that Andrew Lincoln said never say never to returning to the role. So now with that being said, I would say that there is a huge chance that we could see him pop up in one way or another, because Andrew Lincoln also said about a month or two ago that he would be down to cameo in, you know, other projects, or maybe, you know, reconnect with certain other actors and stuff like that. And I think the biggest opportunity you could get, aside from Daryl, because Daryl's overseas, I don't see that happening anytime soon, is Rick seeing Negan again. And especially, and I would say this is a missed opportunity if you don't do it. Unfortunately, I think they're probably not going to do it right when they should, which is that when Negan is running New York with the leather jacket and Lucille and all this other shit, would that not be the perfect time for Rick to stroll up, you know, maybe see how Maggie's doing or something, check how Maggie's doing, and then Maggie tells Rick, like, oh yeah, by the way, Negan's running things in New York, and Rick's like, are you fucking serious? You know, like, that would be really cool. Like, I don't know, man, Negan strolling up to, like, you know, our characters or whatever, you got, like, him running things in New York, and you've got Rick that pops up and sees him again, and Negan would be completely floored. It's been years, he did not know Rick is alive, and he reconnects with him after all these years, and Maggie actually vouches for this guy. That would be insane. That would be absolutely insane. I would absolutely love that. But again, it's very, very much kind of like a we'll see type of thing. If Rick could, you know, cameo in Dead City, I would love to see it. I would love to see what an interaction between him and Negan would be like, and I would love if they would test it out as like a temporary crossover. I wouldn't want Rick to lead Dead City all the way through, but maybe cameo for a couple episodes in like season 3, season 4, you know, one of the upcoming seasons. I think that would be fantastic. I really do. I heard some people mentioning, and I think this is bullshit, but I'll still mention this either way, is that there were a few people that said that apparently Andrew Lincoln was in New Jersey recently, which is right now where they're filming Dead City. That could mean something, but I don't think it does. I think he's just down there to do whatever. But if he was there, that would be insane. I would love to see it, but I don't think it's going to be in season 2 if it even happens at all, but it'd be awesome for sure. The next one comes from Linus, who says, Dan, have you heard any updates on the Aaron show? Now, no, I have not heard any updates on the Aaron show. Now, obviously, that was a rumor that kind of started spreading late last year. I remember some people kind of mentioned it. We're about midway through this year. We still haven't heard anything about it. I'm gonna give it until San Diego Comic-Con this year because I feel like that's their window if this is a real show for them to announce it. And I feel like the franchise is kind of at the rate right now where I feel like they're gonna release another show, to be honest, because there's only Dead City and Daryl Dixon. I feel like they're going to add one more to their calendar. But if we don't get an announcement, at least by San Diego Comic-Con, it's probably a false rumor, if I had to assume. Because I would, definitely watch it. I mean, I don't think it's a necessary show, though. That's the one thing I kept saying, is that I don't think an Aaron spinoff is exactly something that we need, but they're going to milk this anyway. So, you might as well at least do it, I would watch it for sure. It just I would rather is that Aaron and Gabriel have their own show. If you have to give them, a show, have Aaron and Gabriel. I feel like that duo works better than just one of them. I think that'd be really good. Like almost like one more, but like the series or something. I don't know how many seasons it would get, though. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I could take it or leave it, that Aaron show. I'm gonna be real. Next one comes from Shamal, who says that, Dan, do you think Negan and Maggie are at least gonna mention Rick in season 2 of Dead City, considering how many years that Rick has been back for in that timeline for season 2, especially with the time skip that we're getting of a year and a half as well? Do you think they'll mention him at all? I feel like they're at a creative liberty right now where they can, although I don't think Gimple's gonna do it. Which is weird because, at least in my opinion, I feel like Gimple's going to probably have it to where it's like they still don't mention that Rick's back, even though he's been back for a long time. I still feel like they're not going to do it. I feel like it's going to be like, oh, that's something we can't reveal because who knows when Rick could pop up, Like, I feel like Gimple's going to put Rick on lockdown again for a couple years, and then he'll bring him back to do, something else. But I would really appreciate it if we did have some kind of mention from Rick. But I'm not going to get my hopes up so that when it happens, at least I'll be like, oh, okay, there you go. That's pretty cool, But I don't think it's going to happen, no. And the last one for today comes from Andy, who says that, Dan, do you think potentially we will see scientists from the Walking Dead World Beyond, of course, that talked about the virus and, stuff like that. And of course, the fact that some of them are still alive. And of course, the post-credit that we got in France and stuff like that. Do you think that the final threat for the Walking Dead universe is just going to simply be the zombies? Or at least maybe the scientists that created the virus, if that is the case? Yeah, it's kind of generic, ain't it? Like, I'm just going to be honest. It's kind of generic for them to do that. I really wish that the CRM was our final big bad. I have to kind of get over that at this point because that's not what they're doing. Obviously, that's not the direction that this is heading towards. I don't know if Gimple knows the direction that this is heading towards, which is exactly why I did the video yesterday about the comic books and why I think the comic book has a way better ending is because it actually fucking ended. Excuse my language, but it actually ended. It really ended. This is not ending. This is just expanding instead of ending, So, I don't know. In terms of, the whole virus thing, the zombies thing, that does seem to be the direction that they're pushing this towards, but who knows if that's the conclusion. At this rate, I don't think Gimple even knows what the ending is. I'm going to be honest. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. Maybe this will end in a couple years, and this is exactly what he's leading to, is the cause of the outbreak and the scientists and whatever. But one of the things that I'll never respect Gimple for doing is explaining how the outbreak happened, which I feel like that fucking guy's gonna do it. I really do. And I don't like that because Robert Kirkman has explained many times that he does not want the explanation of how the walkers became a thing to ever be told to begin with. So if Scott Gimple goes and does that, that's completely turning on the vision of The Walking Dead. And I understand it's the TV series universe, but that's not what Kirkman wanted, nor should it be what happens. So that's just my 2 cents on that. Let me know your thoughts. Post comments down below, guys. Of course, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click to subscribe and so you don't miss any of the videos of The Walking Dead. Make sure to follow me at Dan's The Walking Dead Reviews on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys way soon for more videos of The Walking Dead universe. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys, and peace out.